Sometimes in life you find these extremely interesting truths, these developments. And one of my viewers on a recent video that I did about flat earth and why would they lie, one of my viewers by the name of Christopher Leary brought to my attention this document. Now, I do remember hearing about this before and for whatever reason didn't pursue it. But I find this extremely powerful, especially in the recent coming events of how this flat earth truth has exploded throughout the world. There was a small handful of flat earthers not long ago. I've been a flat earth believer for about 6 or 7 years. However, I can honestly say that I came to being a flat earth believer so quickly that outside of the fact that I never really gave it any thought, or outside of the fact that I didn't really research it or question the globe earth model, and have I done those things, I would have been a flat earther much earlier. It didn't take me a whole lot of study or investigation to believe that we are being deceived about the shape of this earth. But I can barely even get NASA out of my mouth. This is one of the most deceiving entities this world has ever known. I mean, this is literally a deception. And NASA in Hebrew means deceiver. These are deceivers, 100%, absolutely deceiving. That's what they do. But even within deceptions, if you dig deep enough, you're going to find truths. You're going to find those hidden Easter eggs, those little nuggets. And that's exactly what has happened in this document. So this is a NASA reference publication 1207 from August of 1988. Now, I'm not going to give the delusion that I know how to explain the math here, but this is I guess a model that they're putting together, a linear spacecraft of some sort. At any rate, Eugene L. Duke has written this document with the help of Robert F. Antonowicz and Keith D. Cranberry. This is at the Ames Research Center, Dryden Flight Research Facility, Edwards, California. And this is NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration. I think it means never a straight answer, but that's just my sarcasm. So anyways, let's get into this. This has, all of the mathematics, I guess, for the design of this spacecraft that they were designing in 1988. I'm going to go down here so that we can just take a look at what's going on here. Yeah, you see all of these equations and all of this math, and this is not something I would understand. This isn't my forte. I like how they mention the matrix in here quite a bit, though. They talk about the matrix that transforms angular velocities in the Earth-fixed axis system into body axis angular velocities is defined by, and then there's your math equation. But okay, so I'm not going to be able to explain the math here, but I don't need to, because that's not even what we're looking at here. We're going to go right down to the bottom of the page. I believe that it's page 102. Yeah, I believe that we're going to go down to page 102. If my computer would catch up to me. There we go. And this is the bottom report documentation page. And it's very, very interesting, because in here it says, I'll read this to you. This report documents the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Take a breath. Take a breath. This report documents the derivation and definition of linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying, meaning large areas, over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. I know. Because from there, I went and looked at their names just to make sure that these guys are legitimate. So I looked up Eugene L. Duke, and yes, it identifies him to this document 100%. Yep, it identifies him to the document. And then I looked up a second one just to make sure, and his name as well, WorldCat Identities, also derivation and definition of linear aircraft model by Eugene L. Duke. So he also is identified here in 1988, which is when this was all done, and this is when they stated, and we'll take one last look, they stated mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. That means the Earth is flat and non-rotating. Non-rotating. Flat, non-rotating. This is NASA in 1988. Like I said, take a deep breath and let it sink in.